Live.
3, 2, 1.
May we have your attention, please? May we have your attention? May we have your attention, please?
A noisy crowd of around 200 protesters greeted the British former Prime Minister in Dublin on Saturday. It wasn't long before tempers flared and protesters began scuffling with police. Eggs and even some shoes were thrown, but none hit their target.
We're here to give a voice to the victims of Blair's policies and his wars, the countless tens of thousands of Iraqis and Afghanis who died as a result of the wars he launched and the lies that he told to the world, and indeed the Palestinian people who continue to suffer at the hands of Israel, where Tony Blair's EU Middle East envoy does nothing to restrain or sanction Israel, in fact gives cover to Israel for its actions.
Mr. Blair looked unruffled by the unrest in the street. This is his first public book signing since his memoirs were published to a media frenzy on Wednesday of last week. And he still has many admirers in Ireland, not least for his achievement in helping to bring peace in the sectarian conflict in Northern Ireland. While protesters battled police at the front of the store, hundreds of other people had queued from early morning to get a signed copy of the book.
I just seen him, Tony Blair, on the Late Late Show last night, and I thought I'd come in and queue up.
Tony Blair has been a great man for this country. He's a great politician. He made the right decision when going into Iraq, and I think that, you know, we should support someone who is a good man all round. That
appearance on Irish TV's Late Late Show was Mr. Blair's first live television interview since the book came out. The tough questions and Mr. Blair's replies were familiar. Did he have blood on his hands over Iraq? Was he a war criminal? Why did he ignore the million-plus people who marched in London to oppose the war? But Britain's former Prime Minister was as combative as always.
You may say that we could have used sanctions and contained him. Fine, you can take that view.
Yes.
But I took the view then, and I take it now, that with this man and the hundreds of thousands of people who died under him, it wasn't worth leaving that risk.
Mr. Blair is donating all his fees and profits from the book to a charity which cares for injured British ex-servicemen. But the Iraq War remains the defining episode in his premiership, and division over the rights and wrongs shows no sign of abating.